Today's session is clear. We are trying to link GitHub with the Eclipse IDE. Now one by one I'll tell you the steps and then we will start doing the same thing practically. So step number 1 is you have to create GitHub profile. You have to create your GitHub profile, and for that what you have to do is you have to go and open github.com. Once you do that, you can sign in with your Google account and you can create your own account on GitHub. So you will get one username and one password that you have set for your profile. Once you get your username and password for the GitHub profile, please note down it somewhere in your Java notebook, else you will forget it later. So username and password, two things you will get once you register for github.com. Keep it safe, note it down somewhere in your notebook because we will be using it multiple times. Second step is once you have created the profile, once you have registered with the github.com, you have to sign in. You have to sign in on github.com and then you have to proceed with create repository. You have to proceed with the option of creating repository on github.com, which is basically a type of directory where you can maintain set of folders. For example, if our training program is covering core Java, then we can create one repository with the name C2TC core Java, and we can store all the core Java programs in that repository. So repository means just you are maintaining some folder or group of folder. Third point, you have to open your Eclipse platform now. After opening the Eclipse platform, you have to go to open perspective. Okay, so there are multiple perspective options in Eclipse. Okay, we will see shortly. Either you go to open perspective and open Git repositories. If you don't see any such option there, you can go to the search bar available in the Eclipse platform and you can open Git repositories. There will be some option like this, Git repositories, which will be available in the Git perspective of your Eclipse platform. Once you do that, there will be multiple options, and out of those options you have to select the option of cloning a Git repository. Clone a Git repository. Okay, because we are cloning the Git repository that we have created on github.com. So this is your next step. Once you click on clone a Git repository, you will be having one URL with you, which you received from github.com, that you have to paste it. Paste the URL. That is your repository URL. You have to paste it and then automatically the path will be set. You have to enter on next and then finish. Your task will be done. Now we have linked the Eclipse platform with the github.com. But now we are interested in committing the particular project that we have created in Eclipse. That project I want to push on my github.com. Push in the sense I want to upload it on my github.com. So for that, what you have to do is you have to open the project. Okay, whatever project you have created in Eclipse, the Java project that we have been creating, you have to open that project. For example, my project name is M11. M11 is my Java project where I am maintaining all the programs that I am executing for your batch. So I will go to M11 project. After selecting the project, you have to right click on the project and there will be one option called as team. So you have to right click on the project and you will get one option, team. Once you select that team option, there will appear one more option called as share project. Once you click on share project, it will show you all the list of repositories that are available on your GitHub profile. So what you have to do is you select that particular repository in which you want to upload your project. So I will select my repository, the required repository. So in your case, we will be naming the repository as C2TC Core Java. C2TC Core Java will be the name of your repository. So you just select C2TC Core Java repository. Now we have selected the required repository. Again, you go to your project. Again, you right click. So we will be repeating this step. This step we will repeat one more time. After selecting the repository, again you have to go to the project, right click on the project and go to the team option that you were getting earlier also. But now you will see multiple options. In the team option, there will appear multiple options, and out of those multiple options, you have to select commit. Once you select the commit option, one window will appear in front of you where all the files which are present in your project will appear. Now you have to select the particular files that you want to upload. If you want to upload all the files, you can select all with Ctrl A option. You can select all the files or you can drag and drop all the files from unstaged area to staged area. Shortly we will see. So what I will do is I will drag and drop all the files from unstaged area to staged area. Once you do that, you have to click on commit and push because we are committing and we are pushing all these files on GitHub repository. Now, once you commit and push, it will ask you for some user ID and password. So you have to provide the user ID same as that of your GitHub account. And for passing the password, there will be one option in github.com, generate token. So you can go to github.com, you can generate the token, you can copy that token, and you then have to paste that token over here. Some string will be there, very long string. That is your token. You have to paste it here, and then successfully all your programs which you have stored in your project will be pushed onto your GitHub repository C2TC Core Java. So with this 12 steps, we can easily link the GitHub with Eclipse. Okay, so now you just heard about all the steps. Now let us see how to perform all these things. Before proceeding, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. So let us proceed. If you are connected through your laptop and you have good internet connection, you can follow the same steps. So what is my first step? Creating GitHub profile on github.com. So I will go to github.com. I am sending the link in the chat box for everyone. Now I already have the account. If you don't have the account, please create account on github.com. Okay. See, I have signed in as Avi Tiwari 1234, which is my profile name on GitHub. So please raise your hands. How many of you have created GitHub account? Okay. Okay. So 8 students have already created GitHub accounts. What I will do is, first let me show you the steps. Keep noting down, because uh, I cannot wait for everyone to create the account. Let me show you all the steps very quickly, and then we will do a follow-up. Now this is my GitHub profile. I will go to my profile. This is how my profile looks like. I have some repositories, 8 repositories are there. Okay, that means I am maintaining my core Java programs over here. I am maintaining my Hibernate programs in this repository. M6 batch programs are there. M4 batch programs are there. This is my core Java project, Go Shopping, and my Spring Boot programs, which I haven't done till now. I will be uploading over here in this repository. So the first step is signing in and creating the repository. So let me create a new repository. I will create my repository with the name M11. How you have to create the repository? I'm sending you the name C2TC Core Java. With this name, all of you have to create a repository. Okay. Once I have created the repository, what I have to do is I have to keep it as public, because I want all my students to come to my profile and check the programs, and my students want me to come to their profile and check their programs. So better to keep it as public. If you want to keep some code as private, you can select the private option as well. This step is clear. We are providing some name to the repository, any name. If you want to provide description, this is optional. For example, I can write M11 batch core Java programs, so that I can read the description and understand what basically I am maintaining. Select public, create repository. Okay, so my repository is created. Can you see this URL over here? I have to copy this URL. So I will copy it. Now what I will do is I will go to my Eclipse. Once I'll open my Eclipse, I will go to Open Perspective. Can you see right side top corner? One option is appearing, Open Perspective. Okay. If you click on Open Perspective, there will be multiple options, but you have to select Git and you have to open it. Once you open it, this window will appear in front of you. Git repositories window. Okay. So if you don't see this Open Perspective option, this search button is there. Click on this search bar and you can search for Git repositories. The same page will appear in front of you. Now here, multiple options are there. Out of these options, please check my mouse pointer. Multiple options are there. Out of these options, there is one option, clone a Git repository and add the clone to this view. I will select this second option, clone a Git repository. Once I select it, in the URL field, I have to paste the URL that I copied just now. So I have pasted the URL. You can see the repository name is also appearing, m11.git. Okay, so here it will be asking you for your user ID and password. As I'm not doing it for first time, I am not supplying it, but if you will be doing it for the first time, here you have to enter your GitHub user ID and GitHub password. That is the reason why I am telling you to note it down in your notebooks. Whatever ID and password you are keeping for your GitHub account, note it down in your Java notebook. And you have to checkbox this one. Select this checkbox, store and secure data. Once you do that, go to next. And again next. And finish. Now, you see my project M11. I have cloned it. Okay. Once this is done, I will go to my project explorer to the project that I have created. So what is the name of my project? The name of my Java project that I want to upload into the repository is M11. So I will go to the project explorer. Here is the option for entering into project explorer. This is my project M11. I will right click on this project. Can you see team option? For the team option, two options are appearing, apply patch and share project. I have to select share project. Once I click on share project, it will ask me for the repository name. So the repository name is M11. I will open the various repositories that I am having. Out of all these repositories, I will select M11 repository. You will be selecting C2TC Core Java repository. Once you do that, click on Finish. Now, after clicking on Finish, again you go to your project. Right click, go to Team. Now you see multiple options started appearing. Earlier, only two options were there, but now multiple options are there. Now you have to go to Commit. First, you have to right click on the project. Then you have to go to Team, and then you have to go to Commit. Now this is my unstaged changes. This is my staged changes. Here one option is there to write some message. And here this button is there, commit and push, which is not active at present. So what I will do is I will select all the files and I will drag it to the staged changes. So total 12 files are appearing. I have selected all the files with Control A option and I have dragged them into the staged changes. Now you see the commit and push button, it got activated. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now here we will provide some commit message. Okay, this is mandatory. So what you can provide is my first commit, my core Java project commit, anything you can provide. So I will write first M11 commit. Once I do that, I'll click on commit and push. Now here one option will come for preview. Just preview it, whether this is the right repository or not, everything, and click on push. So this is done. Now once you will do it, as I am not doing it for the first time, it is not asking for ID and password. But when you will be doing it, it will ask for ID and password. Okay, then what you have to do, I will tell you. Now I'll click on close. And if I go to my GitHub profile, which is this, I will see that there is one folder M11. Let me go to the folder repository M11, and in M11 you see my project will be visible. In the source folder, whatever programs we created, data types.java, first.java, second.java, all the programs will appear over here. Okay, same way you have to do it for your core Java. So how your repository should look like? Can you see this? C2TC core Java. If I click on this, batch 4, source, all my programs are available over here. Okay, you can go to any program. So yesterday I gave you one assignment. This program is also present in this repository. Okay, this is the same program. So this is how we can use GitHub account for keeping track of all the programs. Mainly it is very useful if you are working on a project. Okay, now I told you that when you will commit and push, it will ask you for ID and password. Okay, so in my case it is not asking because I have already supplied the ID and password and I have selected that checkbox. But if it asks you, what you have to do is you have to right click over here at the right side top corner. You have to go to settings. Now in the settings, there will be one option, left side, bottom corner, developer settings. You have to go to developer settings. Now in the developer settings, there are three options. You have to select personal access tokens. Click on personal access tokens and here you have to click on generate new token. Once you click on generate new token, you provide some note here. Let's say my first token, something. This is mandatory. You have to provide the note. After providing the note, you have to select all the checkboxes. All these checkboxes you have to select like this. And once you do it, this button for generating the token will get activated. You have to select it. And here, note has already been taken. Okay, I'll provide some other second. Now, once you do that, can you see this token in green color?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this token will appear. Here you have to click and copy it. Once you copy it, you have to go to your Eclipse and while pushing, it will ask for ID and password. In the ID field, you have to provide your GitHub ID. For example, I will provide Avi Tiwari 1234. Likewise, you have to provide your user ID there. And in the password, you have to paste this token that we just now copied. And your task will be done. Okay, so this is all about linking your GitHub with Eclipse. These are the steps. Okay, one by one, you see, we have done everything. First, we created the profile, then we signed in and we created the repository, M11. Then we opened the Eclipse. Then we cloned the repository. We pasted the URL. We opened the target project. Then we right-clicked on the project. We saw one option, team. Then we selected share project. Then we selected the repository, required repository. Right-click again on the project and commit. Then we dragged all the files. Then we selected commit and push button. Then we generated the token and we copied and pasted it. That's it. Nothing else is required. So you are good to go.